Alright guys, welcome back to Our World Outdoors. So today we're going to talk about something that seems to be coming up a lot in the comments and the Facebook groups. Just going to do a brief overview of what we use as far as hiking shoes, hiking socks, and foot care. Now this is by no way the end-all be-all of what you should use. We're just going to show you what we use. We're going to mention some things that people we know use, and just kind of give you a primer course if you're walking out to get something of some things that we know that are tried and true and work. Now, first off, I want to say that there's brands of trail runners like Ultra and other ones that really are a good quality product, just not a good fit for what we do. A lot of the stuff we go through is very nasty and soupy and wet. So we tend to lean towards having ones that are waterproof for one. And for two, that are leaning more towards a boot, a little more rugged. Generally, I like the Ultras, and we may even end up getting pairs. But where we're at right now, what we got working here is a little more heavy duty, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So before we get into the shoes here, we need to talk about socks, because a lot of people don't realize that socks are a deal breaker.
Makes big difference.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't seem like they would do much, but they do. They do a lot.
And the exact socks that you get makes a difference.
Yeah, because each one kind of has a different fit and feel. For me, I use the Darn Toughs, and they're a little thicker, a little heavier duty, and the pros of these is they wick the moisture away. They're heavy duty, they're gonna last a long time, and they've got a lifetime replacement warranty on them. Now, the bad part is they take a little longer to dry than other pairs, and they're it's kind of like when you put them on, they have to kind of seat. So you may spend a few minutes trying to get the padding all in line because you're not allowed to dry these. So they end up like this once they're dry, and they're you got to get them back into shape, and they're stiff. Exactly. They're stiff, and they just need to be put back in order. So I may end up spending 5 minutes when I initially put them on, straightening them up on my feet. But this is my go-to. Darn Tough is my go-to. Now, my wife has a different brand that she has been going to a lot.
Well, I have my Darn Toughs.
She does have her Darn Toughs, which
was the first pair that I ever got of hiking socks. And I absolutely love these. They're nice and thick and just really nice. But I also have the Smart Wool, which are very comparable, in my opinion, to the Darn Toughs. I mean, they feel just as good on my feet. They're very padded. Same on the heel and on the front of your foot. So that's those two.
Now, we're going to give you an honorable mention to one, but for the price, I wouldn't spend the money. The first thing I'm going to say is I don't know if their warranty lasts longer than the initial. At REI, basically anything you get, if it goes bad in a year, they pretty much will take it back. I don't know if these have any warranty past that. But even for the money, I'm not impressed. I mean, they're good socks, but these are the REI Co-op socks, hiking socks. They do have padding, not near as much, especially in the heel, as the Darn Toughs or the Smart Wools. But the other trick is, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but if I pull that, I can see through that. I mean, it's thin. It's almost like a thicker version of a dress sock. I can promise you I will hike through these in no time. Or I will go to pull these on, because it's right here that they're real thin between where the toes reinforced and the heel. I will end up pulling that on when my feet are damp or something sometime after a creek crossing, and those will rip right in half.
Didn't you say those didn't seem like they fit your feet, like the size-wise seemed?
Yeah,
like
the size,
kind of small?
They do run small. But the other problem is because of this ball footprint, I mean, this ball footprint is only that big for the heel. All right? That's tiny. On the Darn Tough, it's that entire area there. So And then on the toe, literally it just rolls over the top just barely. Well, the Darn Tough goes all the way up and over and back. So the padding area is a big deal in socks. That's why we say socks matter, because that little bit of extra padding goes a long way. But these ones, the REI Co-ops, just they cover the absolute minimum to do the job. And they're very thin. And yes, I ordered these, and these should have fit me no problem. And they are way small. I mean, they are tight. It is hard to get these on.
I will probably end up using mine more for like an extra pair in camp.
Camp socks?
Mm-hmm.
They make good camp socks. And these pair, she'll end up stealing because they don't fit me very well. So that's kind of our primer on socks. Like I said, there's a lot of good brands beyond this. I've seen people talking about Eddie Bauer products. I've seen a lot of others. But this is kind of what we work with. It kind of works well for us. I believe the last time we checked, it was going to be $1.14, I think it was. If you have to pair the go bad Darn Toughs, you can go down and get a $1.14 envelope and mail these back to them, and they'll send you a new pair. So, yeah, it sucks to pay the postage to take them and send them in, but for $1.14, if I rip a hole in these, I can get a new pair.
Now, price-wise, I think the Darn Toughs was like $21.
Yep.
Smart Wool was right around there too. It was just slightly cheaper.
Yeah.
And the REIs was about $11.
We got them at the co-op clearance.
At the
online.
outlet store online.
Outlet online. So they're REI co-op, but they were at the outlet. And I love REI, but they screwed the pooch on that order. I ordered a pair of shoes and 2 pairs of socks. They sent it in. It was signed off on the check slip. Like all marked off and signed by their inspector. But it came in with 1 pair of socks and 1 pair of shoes. And I messaged them, and they sent me another pair out, don't get me wrong.
They got it right out.
Yeah, I mean, they got the right stuff out. But I just would think that there'd be a better quality kind of run through when somebody signs off that there's 3 products in a box and there's not. So it wasn't like it was a giant order. But anyways, we'll keep going here. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is not included in this group that a lot of people are going to really piss about is Solomon's. And our reason why I don't use Solomon shoes is very, very simple. Basically, they're for a very normal foot or a very slender foot. They have produced a wide series. So that, good job to them for doing that. But their wide shoes don't fit my feet, period. Solomon's just do not fit my feet. They're too skinny. I can't fit in them. I think they're an awesome product, and I know you can get massive miles out of them, but they don't really fit our feet. Our feet are wide. They don't fit. So, for you that love the Solomons, sorry, they're not going to be included in this. And at the end here of the shoe part, I am going to give you some cheaper alternatives because some of these can get pricey. So, I guess we'll start off with, these are the Vibram Merrell Moabs, all right? And these were $159?
I think so.
Something $159, I think, is what the price was on these. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's over 500 miles on these. These are not waterproof, but look at the soles. Look at the tops. These are ready to go. Now, at about 450, 500 miles, you can start feeling the insoles start to break down. These need the insoles replaced. But when you put these on, you can jump on the trail. And you shouldn't get blisters unless you're doing like 22 miles the first day. If you've got good socks, you can take these right out and go. No broke-in period. No working them in at all. So, lots of people talk about people blowing out the sides of the Merrell Moabs. I'm going to tell you now, 500 plus miles, hard miles. You guys have seen the videos. No issues. Just needs new insoles. Keep going. Honey, show them what you've been running.
I have a hard time with my feet are wider than what most women's are. So I find that the men's shoes a lot of times fit me better. So these are mine. Mine's are Mine are Keen's.
We're going to butcher this name. Just deal with it. The Keen Targi 3s.
Yes.
And those are men's Keen Targi 3s.
And I absolutely love them.
Now,
they're waterproof, which is a big deal to me. I know a lot of people like the lighter shoes and the more tennis shoe types because they're lighter and whatever.
Trail runners.
But for me, I don't like my feet getting wet. So these work great. And my feet have never gotten wet.
Show them the bottom of them.
And I've put some miles on mine.
She wears those to work a lot too. So she probably has more like 550 miles on those. They're dirty.
Because I walk at work too. So
yeah, she walks. They got a track at her work. So, and they're dirty. If you wipe them off, they'd look brand new. And the strings are still in great shape. The straps that pull tight are still in perfect shape.
And that is one of the nice things about Keen's. And I don't know if, you probably already know this, but they have this little strap here. And whenever you pull it tight, it actually locks your ankle in.
Locks your heel
so
back.
So they don't move on your ankle.
Yeah, so you don't get the drag on the back of the foot.
So I've never gotten a blister with these.
No. And then because I've seen her run so many miles on hers, she converted me. And I got a pair. All right. Now, to primer those ones I think were $170 after tax and everything.
No. Yeah, $160 I think.
$160, $170. These are ones I got with the order on the socks from the outlet. All right. Now, these probably have 50 miles on them. But anyways, when I got them at the outlet, online, I ended up paying 100, 110, something
right
like that.
Right around 100.
100 or 110. But to give you an example, not much difference, huh? 500 and some miles, 50 maybe. And look at the toe boxes on these shoes. Your toes ain't going to hit if you buy them now. That's the next thing. Get your shoes. If you don't know already, your feet swell. The more miles you do, the more feet swell. Buy them a half size bigger than what you're used to wearing. Make sure your toe cannot hit that front edge. That will tear your toe up. Okay, let's keep going here. These are my son Shane's shoes for hiking. These are more budget-minded, but still a good product. And a lot of you know this name. They're High-Techs. All right, these are waterproof. And these, I would say he's probably got maybe 100 miles on these.
Probably.
Be my guess. He took these and pulled these on and went all the way around Burr Oak, 22 miles in one day. Just straight up on his 18th birthday. No prepping, no getting ready to hike, just did it. I think he did end up having one blister.
I think he did.
But considering he had done no training previously, that was to be expected. But these are a good product. And I'll also say that High-Tech is breaking into some new ground because we were at a shoe department encore at River Valley Mall in Lancaster. And they now are building kind of like a cross between the Amerals and like a trail runner. So they're kind of breaking some new ground. I'm interested to see what's going to be next. But you can get these for about $50 to $70 just about anywhere. Another mention I'm going to make, and these probably have never been heard of. This is a house brand at a company called Shoe Show. The shoe department Encore is also part of that. They can be ordered online if necessary. These are called Cody's. They're by Boone and Crockett. They come in a triple E wideness size. That's the only wideness they come in. But I can tell you that these are waterproof, and they literally are about $45, maybe $50, depending upon what time of year you buy them.
Your last pair of those lasted you for a good bit of time.
Yeah, it was about, I want to say it was probably about 8 or 9 months, and there wasn't actually anything wrong with them. I just left them out in the rain one night, and they got frozen and just never came back together. But to put this in understanding, we went out and did all of Wildcat Hollow's backpacking trail, which is, I don't even know how many miles that is.
I think we did 17 miles that day.
Yeah, but it was the dead of summer, swampy, it just rained. Like everybody else is trying to walk on the sides, and I'm walking down the middle of the trail sinking this high in these boots in mud and just tramping along. And I'll tell you, for what I paid for these little things, they will tear through some mud, and they are waterproof. And that, you got to understand, that was like 7 months into owning my pair, and I went and did that, and my feet didn't get wet at all. I was walking across streams in water almost up to the top and placing rocks for them to walk across the streams. So that should tell you that it's a cheap alternative.
That was the trip that I decided I needed different shoes.
Yes. That's when you started realizing you need different shoes. But once again, this is a primer on what we do. If you're going to be into like doing some trail running, or you want to check out the ultras, I'm not against those. There's nothing wrong with ultras. Go get a trail runner. More power to you. You'll be lighter on your feet. Just for us, when we walk in, I'm like, I can stand at the thing on REI and push my heel and my foot against the side of their little walk-up ramp, and I can feel that pushing against the bottom of my foot. That tells me that shoe's too thin for my foot. Now, later we may find out we can find better insoles for them or whatever. But for now, this is what works for us, and this is what we're going to do. Now, the last thing we want to talk about, and my wife does this under protest, but I like to treat my feet before and after with this Rocket Pure. It's just a balm. There's nothing particularly great about it. My wife's actually been trying to figure out the formula exactly. But
it smells really good.
Yeah, it does smell really good. But basically, it almost reminds you of Vaseline, but it's not. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. But you put this on your feet before and after, especially after, and it seems to soften them. But if you know about it, if you put a lot of lotion on your feet, you're going to get blisters. Just like my hands, I do a lot of work with firewood and construction stuff. If I put lotion on my hands, then I ended up having problems with blisters and stuff. It breaks down your calluses. That's why using this doesn't break down your calluses, but yet it doesn't let your feet crack. So it's kind of like that nice in between. Comparable probably to something like working man's hands, but better. And certainly smells better.
It does smell good.
Oh man, it smells great. And it doesn't attract bugs either. You would think something smells like this would attract bugs, but it doesn't.
It's got a lemongrass smell to it.
Yep.
Lemongrass and
it's got lemongrass in it, and it's a tea tree and lemongrass. But you can get this on like eBay or Amazon for like, I don't know, $8-9. Well worth the money.
It lasts.
Yeah, we've had this one for 6 months or more. But I try and get it on every time before we hike, especially high mile days. And then every time we get off the trail, I put it on my feet. And I don't have problems with blisters. I really don't. And I attribute a lot of that to this. It takes moments, and you will find the difference in it. Now, some people, if you've got like laminate floors in your house, pull socks on over top of this when you put it on your feet, or if not, you may end up on your butt because it is kind of slick. Think about it like Vaseline. You put that on your feet, you're going to slide. So that's just kind of a primer. Just wanted to let you guys know what we use, how we do it. This may not be what works for you. If you do something different, please let us know down in the comments exactly what you do. I mean, we're always open to learn and keep trying new things. I don't always feel that people should spend a bunch of money on gear, but if there's one place I say you should spend money, it's on your feet. Mm-hmm. Your feet's what carry you. I mean,
it's what either makes or breaks a hike.
Yes, you got to take care of your feet.
In my opinion. And
I will spend whatever it costs now to take care of my feet. I'm not afraid to spend $20 on a pair of socks. I'm not afraid to spend $150 to $200 on a pair of shoes because that's what takes me through.
So, the famous question, waterproof or not waterproof?
Oh, that's an age-old time question. I actually think that there is no good answer to that. I think that it's dependent upon where you're going. But if I have to pick a shoe and I don't know where I'm going, I'm taking my waterproofs.
I am waterproof all the way.
All right.
I realize everybody's different, but for me, it's waterproof. I'll take a little bit of extra weight.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're watching this through a Facebook group, put down the comments. Are you team waterproof or team not waterproof? All right? I want to know. I want to know how many of you are running waterproof and how many of you are not. It'd be interesting to see who's running what, and we'll see how this all plays out in the end. Anyways, so I hope you enjoy this little primer. I know it's kind of long-winded, but this is kind of what we use. We just wanted to share that with you and kind of let you guys know where we're coming from and what we use. So until next time, I'm Tony.
I'm Missy.
And we'll see you down the trail.